Hey everybody. So yesterday I went to a seafood restaurant. Um I noticed I've been going a lot more restaurants lately, but when I go I eat nothing. Um but this seafood restaurant I actually found something that I really liked. And it kind of the thing I liked was good, but the other thing I had caused me to have this horrible voice. Um Whenever I get like really bad like heartburn, I get this voice. And so what happened was yesterday we went to a place that had oysters, and it was like a dollar an oyster. They do it like once a month. And I gotta say, those oysters go down wonderfully. If you are wanting to eat something at a restaurant and not feel like, you're gonna be worried about, feeling full or just, I just feel kind of self-conscious in front of people. Yeah, there were people I know, but I'm just being around people in a restaurant who are just chugging away, and I have to eat really slow and chew because if you're eating meat, it can get very dry if it's not in a sauce, or even after the sauce has kind of gone down, the meat is still kind of dry, and you chew a few bits and it goes down into your stomach and you feel this fullness, and it's kind of uncomfortable, and your face looks kind of upset, and people go, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "I'm fine. I just, things just didn't go down the right way." But I tried these oysters, and I had never had oysters before. I don't know what it is. I just every time I saw them, I just kind of avoided them. I don't know. But so I was like, all right, because my friend who also had the surgery was like, "Oh, it's a slider food. It should go down great." And so we went, and I tried my first one, and I chewed it just a little bit, and I put a little cocktail sauce on it. I chewed it, swallowed it, and I had two, and I don't know what it is, but my husband didn't have this problem. But if I start eating, I have to take like I don't know, like 2 tablespoons worth of food, and then stop for a little while, because it almost feels like my stomach has tightened up, and once I eat the food, the pouch starts to kind of open up a little bit. So I'll have 2 oysters, and I'll feel slightly kind of a little cramping in my stomach, and then I'm able to keep sliding them down. I'm not going super fast. I think I ate that amount of oysters in like a half an hour or something. But wow, I really enjoyed them. Like, I ate them, and then I'm like, okay, I feel full, and it wasn't like a horrible fullness. Like, oof, I shouldn't have eaten that. I felt amazing, and the energy I felt afterwards and all day the next day, I felt like, whew. So they have a lot of calcium. They have a good amount of protein, and they have like hardly any calories for what they are. So try them out. I mean, I really like them. They're good for you. You know, I really enjoyed them. So I hope you try them out. But then, so I had the oysters, but then on the side I had this little soup, but it wasn't little. It was this huge stew, and it had mussels and shrimp and fish and clams and whatever. But I just wanted to drink the broth, and whatever was left, I'd bring it home, and my husband could eat it. But I nibbled on a little bit of fish, and I kept drinking the broth, and I was thinking like maybe it was the fish that was bothering me. Maybe it was too I don't know. I didn't know what was the problem, and then I realized that the broth had wine in it, and whenever I have any kind of alcohol with my old stomach, I would wake up with acid problems. Like last night, I slept horrible. I kept having like these kind of like bad dreams. Not bad dreams, but kind of just like ugh, an old boss from the past, and it was just like um, just feeling like ugh. And then I woke up and I had this voice again. So my heartburn hasn't completely gone away. I was hoping it would kind of really, really go away, but I guess things are still, healing. But I didn't really know that there was wine in the soup. But then as I started tasting it, I'm like, this is too good to just be, plain. And I didn't even have that much, and I had to stop. And of course, I took it home, and then this morning I tried it again, because, I'm an addict and it tasted really good. And so I tried it and I had to go throw up. It was horrible. My stomach, like, this, if you have something that did not agree with you and then you try it again, it's even like your stomach gets even more violently ill the second time. Um, and so I have this horrible kind of raspy voice now. So yeah, oysters, go try those. They were fun, and I got to eat with other people, and I didn't feel like an outcast. I felt like I'm normal and I can eat with them, and so it was great. So I really think you should try it. Um, and also on another topic, I wanted to talk about. I've been watching a lot of videos, new and old, and of other people who have gotten weight loss surgery, and maybe they're a few weeks out, or maybe they're out from a few years from having it, and the women that I've seen that have gotten surgery maybe like a year or two ago, they're really really skinny. Those women, from the ones I've watched, those women have really become gym crazy ladies. Not crazy, but like, I'm not a gym person, but someone who goes every day, to me that's crazy. Cuz I would be like, "What?" But they look amazing. They look and feel great. And I feel like I'm not doing enough, When I go to the gym, I'll spend maybe an hour, there, and these women that I've seen, like, "Oh, I spend 2 hours at the gym every day." And I'm like, I just do an hour of like cardio and then like maybe 15 minutes doing some weights, nothing crazy. And then on my off days, maybe I'll go for a walk once a week. But the gym is usually like 2 or 3 times a week, and then maybe I'll get a walking in once a week. But I feel like I'm not doing enough. I see these women and I see how skinny they are, and I'm like, that's really where I want to be, is these really, really, really skinny. Um, but right now I just feel kind of, I don't know, I feel kind of depressed. And I think I have like kind of dealt with depression my whole life, but didn't really know it was like depression. And then like, months before I got surgery, there was even points like right before surgery where I was thinking like, wow, I'm very depressed right now, and I'm having a hard time like even getting myself to eat. Should I go and get this surgery? But then I felt like if I delayed it, I'd be missing out on like this great opportunity to change my life and become somebody better and somebody different. And I saw where my husband's journey went, because he had gotten surgery last summer, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna just do it. But losing weight has definitely made my mood better. But then I kind of, some days I just kind of find myself kind of back to those depressed feelings. Like I'm having a hard time kind of drinking all my fluids, eating enough. I'm really hoping that, spring will be here soon. It just seems like the snow is still on the ground, and it's like Easter this weekend, and it's just ugh. But I mean, all of us that are heavy out there that are going to get surgery, we're all dealing with something that got us here. We didn't just start shoving pizza on our faces because we were, happy and normal. We were dealing with crap. I didn't have like the greatest childhood, and my family life was kind of crazy, and I've always kind of dealt with these crazy mood swings where, like, one moment I'm like happy and my house is immaculate and clean, and I feel like I want to do all this stuff, and then I go on the down part where I don't want to do anything, and I'm just depressed and I'm sad, and I eat. That was something me and my husband used to do all the time, and now we don't have that anymore. And and it's really kind of changed our marriage. I've actually started seeing a therapist because so many things have changed, and I had to like talk to somebody and come up with ways of kind of fixing things, you know, you kind of we kind of had this like relationship based around food, and like if one of us was upset or things weren't working out, we had food to kind of like bring us together. And now food is not what it once was. Even now, like I'll sit down and I'll have something that's kind of something I used to like, and I'm eating and it doesn't even taste the same anymore. It doesn't have that, oh god, this makes me so happy. It was like this sexual thing. It was like, oh yes. And now I'm eating food and I'm like, I'm just eating this to live. And okay, a part of me is sad that that's gone, but another part of me is like happy because now I feel like I have this control. And and I'm going to therapy and I feel like, wow, like I have something in my life I can kind of control now, and I feel like maybe there are other things I can start to control. Other things in my life that are lacking that I want to fix. And I feel like I can do it. Um, so those are the positives of getting surgery. Like you feel like you have this control now. Whereas before I would diet and I felt miserable, and you're like constantly hungry and you feel like you're denying yourself, and then that one day you just go crazy and you just stuff yourself, and then you can't do that anymore. And I'm kind of happy about the surgery for that. Um but I think that I've noticed that like I've been going out more with people, going out to eat more, which is strange because there's really not much I can eat. But I find things on menus that are like a broth or some kind of a soup, or and I would think that it would be kind of hard seeing all that food around me. But sometimes if I see something I really like, I'll put it in my mouth, I'll chew it, and I'll spit it out in my napkin, and then I'll be like, you know what? That wasn't as great as I really thought it would be. But for my husband, he didn't even have that feeling to even eat anything bad. He was just, I don't know, when a doctor tells him don't eat that, he gets scared enough that he doesn't eat it. But me, I've worked in the healthcare system, so I kind of know that, I don't know, I'm not scared of what a doctor is telling me. I kind of like, I'm going to try this and see what happens, and if it didn't work out, I won't do it again. Maybe it'll take me a couple like tries, but I don't know. But yeah, you really start to kind of, I don't know, I really feel like I'm able to kind of like look at myself more, and I'm going to therapy now, and my relationship with my husband has changed for the better, I think. I think sometimes with the food, we kind of kept getting in this cycle, and now that the food's gone and like this crappy drug that was in our lives, we're kind of like able to be, I think, closer. Um, so I'm happy. It's gonna be a lot of work getting things where I want them to be. Um, but I'm just happy I've had this kind of control in my life now. Um, but yeah, so things I want to work on: going to the gym more and being more active. Um, but I gotta say that this weather is really affecting my mood, and I just really don't want to do anything. But I'm gonna try and just kind of fight through it. I have some exercise machines in my house. Just if I get on for 10 minutes a day and work my way up, that's something. Um, Also, um, I'm gonna cut this short soon, but I just want to say that I have been kind of throwing up a lot lately, and I don't know if that's bad, but I think it's been causing kind of my acid problems. When what it is, I start to eat something and I'm eating too fast and not chewing enough, and when it hits my intestines or wherever it's going, I feel really horrible. And sometimes I can kind of like, sit with it and it'll go away. But then sometimes I really gotta go to the bathroom and I have to throw up. And I'm just worried, is that gonna be my life now, like throwing up all the time? Because I've always been that person. Like even before surgery, I would just eat, and I would feel full, and I just keep going, and there were some times where I would have to go and throw up, but it wasn't a lot because I hated throwing up. It would be like once every 6 months I'd throw up, but so many times I just feel so sick to my stomach, and now I feel like I'm kind of doing that again. Like there's some times where I'm feeling kind of hormonal and I just want to eat something, and I'm eating a little too fast and not taking breaks in between chewing, and I feel horrible and I have to go throw up. And that's something I really got to work on. I don't know if anybody else has kind of gone through that. I'll maybe watch some more videos and see. But those are some things I need to work on. I guess that's it for now. Bye guys. Try the oysters.